there have been many famous monster novels that have been released over the centuries, but probably one of the most iconic one can be known as Frankenstein. I I know very little about the book itself, but I do know that it's one of the most popular monster stories of all time. I, and it's one and that's not too uncommon to get its own versions. There was one released in 1931, which, from what I've heard from reviews, has not held up well, up well at all. And then there's the subject of this review, the 2020 I film, and was directed by Guillermo Toro. Well, and I was honestly quite curious when I first heard of this one, and I knew pretty little about the main story overall, or other than basics. And while I haven't seen in many Guillermo del Toro films, I did watch his animated stop motion film with Pinocchio, and I thought it was one of the best adaptations of the story. Even better than the Disney versions. So I was quite curious to see what he would do with Frankenstein. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as Pinocchio, but as long as it just deliver a fantastic, great experience, then I wouldn't mind. And after watching it, I honestly think this film is spectacular. Like I said before, I know very little about the original source material other than the basics, so I can't really say if this is fully accurate or not. But I can say from my experience that I had a phenomenal time with this. It's the best thing I can say about this film is that the film looks gorgeous. Just the visual, also the film, fantastic. Over the 19th century film. And given from the classic feel you get with these types of films. But one thing I do love is that how everything in this film looks big. It's not that they didn't want to go cheap on any of the production design. So they made the places as huge as possible to get that great scope. Which does a great job in the immersion. Should help people be more invested with the play aces when they see it. Yes, the costume design and makeup are fantastic. I especially love the makeup done for the creature. It honestly looks fantastic. They did a great job of making him look like I can honestly the and the clothing used on him is very well done. I also think the actors in this film were phenomenal. No, this is one of those rare film where where the worst I can say about the performance is that it's good. And I honestly think every single actor did a fantastic job. But honestly, what every actor did it really well. The standout of the feature was easily Oscar Isaac as Victor. I've seen in a lot of different roles from him him, and there are many performances I love from him, especially his performance as Miguel in Across the Spider-Verse. But Isaac knocked it out of the park with his performance as Victor, to especially capturing it in his emotions, from his sadness to his anger, to how he slowly starts to lose his sanity. He was made for this role, and if there's anyone this year that deserves the Oscar for best actor, it's easily him. Definitely one of my favourite performances of the entire year. I also think that the characters of both Victor and the creature are fantastic. I really like this version. Especially how it shows his insanity of how he wants to control everything, and when he creates the creature, it shows how his sanity leaves him as he becomes much more dismissive of the creature, and that's all his age of emotion. I honestly do think we did spend a bit too long with Victor to start the story. Like well done. I did think there were a lot of moments that did really drag, but that doesn't change the fact that the film did phenomenal of showing us Victor's character, and I really ended up loving him. The creature is fantastic. I've already said the makeup on him was really well done, but he's a phenomenally tragic character. So when the film gets into his side of the story, I love how he's just trying to find who he really is, and it's hard for. In fact, there were a lot of moments that involved the creature that did get me feeling a bit emotional. No, and a lot of moments where I did feel sorry for him. So yeah, Victor and the creature were fantastic characters. As for the side characters, I don't think ain't that bad or anything. I mean, they all have phenomenal performances. And they are definitely good characters. However, with the film focus on Victor and the creature, it is noticeable, or that they do lack the element. Elizabeth offers an interesting character, where even though she's supposed to marry Victor's brother for William, and she has her own feelings towards Victor, to that I go from love to hatred, as she understands a lot more about Victor's character and who he really is and William was an intriguing character, and I also did really like the old block I met, and the crew each meets and shows up on within the second half of the feature, but the roles don't get much bigger than that, and the film gives you a little bit of the personalities, but mainly shows that this is just a story about Victor and the creature. One more note I'll add before I conclude this review is that the score is phenomenal. I don't usually talk about the music unless it's for a musical. But the score helped elevate the film. And made so many moments fantastic and exciting. So overall, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is a phenomenal experience. While Victor's side of the story can drag on a bit, oolong and the side characters don't have much going for them. It more than makes up for with a highly engaging story or with incredible visuals, top tier performances. Its Vixen the creature are fantastically written characters and a great score. Or since I've never read the original novel, I can't say how faithful it but I can definitely say that it is a fantastic experience. And it's definitely a must watch for fans of Guillermo del Toro films or fans of the original novel, because you're going to have a blast with this one. And I haven't watched any Guillermo del Toro film. I do definitely think this is weaker compared to what he did with Pinocchio, but that doesn't change the fact that I thought this film was spectacular, and that's why I'm giving the feature a 9.5 out of 10. And before I conclude, I bet many of you noticed that I haven't even done on my original review style, and my review style is a lot more similar to what I did with the retrospectives. That's because I decided to make this my new reviewing style for not just retrospectives, but reviews of new movies. The reason why is that yesterday I was doing my review for Predator Badlands as in my original style, and I honestly wasn't too pleased with the results, as I found myself repeating a lot of stuff after that review. So from now on, all my reviews retrospective will be done in this random style. So hopefully it will improve my reviews a lot more. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!